Okay, Capricorn, this is your reading for love and intimacy for the month of April. I have 3 lines spread with about 5 different decks I'm using. And I'm going to have 2 bumper cards to tie things up in the end. A numerology card and an animal advice card. I'm saying advice, but we can learn a lot from animals. About love and romance. This sounds weird, but anyway. The first line here is the love and romance cards. And the first card that we get for Capricorn is 3 of Swords. This 3 of Swords here, we have 2 men. Maybe connected to a Scorpio here. Might want to look at the Scorpio reading. But nonetheless, 3 of Swords. We have a man here who has taken out another man. I feel like he has created a duel here in competition for this woman. Only thing is here is he doesn't end up with the woman. The one he stabbed is the one that's got the woman's affections. So there's a sense of misplaced loyalties here, whether it's that man to the woman or the woman to the man. There's something wrong here in a scenario. We may have a 3-way situation going on where we thought we had a loyalty, someone was loyal to us, and this may be mistaken. Okay, so that's the first card we get there. Second card on the love and romance, we get the Emperor. This is a card of a male in high esteem. This could be a feminine as well, just taking charge of a situation. They're making me aware of the monocle here. Now, either there's a need to look at things closer, or we didn't look close enough at things. But nonetheless, the Emperor really comes from power and authority, and he gets to his position. It's earned, right? So it's not like he's just flying off the handle here. He knows where he's coming from. So there's an energy like this. I feel like this is your energy. We feel a great power and presence in and authority in who we are and how we go outward. But we may have misplaced our loyalties or misjudged a situation here and thought someone was either being loyal to us that turned out not to be the case, or some scenario like that, really, is what I'm saying. We put our trust and power in someone here that has harmed, that has hurt us in a way. The sense here, I feel like the Capricorn in this last card, if I can go back to the 3 of Swords, I feel like the Capricorn is the one standing here and going, wait a minute, I just took him out because I thought he was a threat. Why are you running to him? You're supposed to be running to me. There's no loyalty to me. What's going on here? So realization of a situation to a high degree in this way. Okay. Now the third card on the love and romance we have is the 2 of Pentacles. And the 2 of Pentacles always speaks to me about like these are 2 children. And they're trying to run this card, and neither of the donkeys, one's eating and one's looking like, should I go forward or not? I don't know. But there's conflict all over this. The woman, or they're saying, there's child here. The child here is being, the kid's trying to give her a hug or whatever, and she's like, get out of my face, I don't want. And the sense here is that we have a bickering couple, like, that are acting like children maybe, right? So this may be either the way that we look at things, the way that things are. There's somebody's acting like a child here. I can't get away from that first card. It takes me to, like, I took out this person because, I thought they were going to harm you. And then she goes running to the guy that, like there's a misplaced loyalty here. I can't get past that. And then squabbling no less. Like the 2 of Pentacles here really says to me, there's squabbling, but we just end up being partners at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we go to the same house, and we're brother and sister, or whatever is the scenario here. These are love cards, so I'd like to think that they're 2 little children that care for each other, at least. But the thing is I'm going to go to the playground the next day. He's going to be there. I'm going to deal with him. I just don't want him in my face. I don't want him, you know. So there's something like that energy sitting here. Okay, we're going to move to the second row here. I'm using the Tarot of the Divine, and I'm finding the divine energies are being really sponged into these cards quite well. So the first card I get to expand on that Three of Swords energy is the Knight of Swords. And Knight of Swords is interesting to me. Is the fastest energy in the deck, and I feel like this is an expansion of that energy. We came in trying to just give me a minute here. They're going misplaced loyalties. What happened here is we chose someone to be true to. They were not true to us. And now we're having a fine example of that. The sense is that a Knight of Swords, he came in to this situation and found this out quite quickly. Or, you know, this all came down quite quickly. It needed to be seen is what they're saying. We needed to see full on that the loyalties were not with us. We needed to see that before we went forward here. So, carry on to the next card. The Emperor energy, again, taking charge of matters. I feel like that goes back to the Knight of Swords as well. It's like, okay, I'm going in there and I'm gonna... Either this guy or girl came into a situation, confronted somebody on something, and who they thought was loyal to them, their partner, ended up taking sides with the opponent, who the Capricorn thought was the opponent, when he thought that, or he or she thought that they should come running back to them. Okay, so this is really what I get. And I feel like the Capricorn is the one that really, something drove them, right? Instinct, maybe, to go in there and say, okay, that's it. I'm going to settle things once and for all, thinking we're being the man, the knight in shining armor, going in and going to save the day. But the girl didn't run to us. They ran to the person that we're trying to save them from. This is what I'm getting. Okay, so on top of the Emperor energy, the divine card we get there is the Six of Coins. That's about reciprocity. That's about equal give and take. That is about giving freely, really. This woman, she's giving all these insects. Each one gets a coin. And away you go. And everything's balanced, right? About giving, period. That's what they're saying. They corrected me. They said, give and take, it's about giving in a relationship. So this was a lesson in giving, okay? And I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to expand because I can dilute it. The people that it applies to, they'll know what that means. Okay. Next card, the two with the children here. Kind of like, get away from me. Don't, you know, almost like he's either trying to hug her or kiss her. And she's like, get away, like affection, right? And she's like, no. So is this the energy we're sitting in? We didn't allow affection from a partner. And we were quite cantankerous. And we didn't, we never solved this. So it came down to a situation that who we thought was our partner was not truly loyal to us because we didn't give. Is this something, right? So on top of that, we get the divine energy of the Nine of Wands, stress and anxiety. Yeah. I feel like that's the current energy after all of this stuff hit the fan. We're trying to figure out what went wrong here. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next row. We have the sex magic cards, sex and magic cards here for the third row. So to come on top of the Three of Swords, again, misplaced loyalties. On top of the Knight of Swords, we get the Four Cups. And that's my we need to talk card, right? Some serious stuff here. We got to talk. So somebody may be rushing into a scenario here, needing to talk to a partner about what's gone on here. I feel a feverish energy of wanting to get to this person. Okay, we got to talk. So it's weird because I feel like yeah, it's after. This woman leaves this man to go in, you know, to be loyal to someone else. And then he comes rushing in after that, saying we need to talk. There's something he needs to get off his chest there, okay? Now, the next row, again, the Emperor energy, and about the Six of Coins. Now, the Emperor, he really does do for himself. And if it doesn't apply to you, but it benefits me, I will throw you out of the loop and I will benefit myself above all else. So there can be a tendency here to not think of other people in the situation. Because the Six of Cups is kind of saying to me, we may be a little too self-efficient with our energy to the degree that we need to give to others, to learn how to give to others more abundantly. This may be a problem. This may be the problem that created this scenario that we went through, gone through, whatnot. Now, on top of that, the Sex and Magic card we get is the Queen of Wands. So you may be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. Now this is equal give and take. It's interesting because we have the Emperor here standing very, very firmly in his position. We have the Six of Coins in between that card and the Queen of Wands. So the sense here is that either we had a partner, a Queen of Wands, that we needed to think about equally giving to that partnership. Now, this could be in a financial manner. But nonetheless, the Queen of Wands here too, she's also about, she's very much showing herself off to the partner to entice them, right? Bring them in. Okay, I'm going to move on here. So on the last row here, the two, where we're talking about, you know, kind of squabbling children, but at the end of the day, you know, they still meet at the park, you know, the next day and all that. There's stress and anxiety here. Why? Because we have someone here, I feel like, Queen of Wands, usually beautiful person, very physically appealing, right? And enticing. We may have been enticed by someone here that either had no loyalty to us or we're learning about the loyalties in that relationship in some kind of way here. And a balancing that somehow needs to be struck in this relationship somehow, some way. Okay, on top of this, the Nine of Wands, which talks to stress and anxiety. The magic card we get there, the sex magic card we get is the Seven of Swords. Okay, here we go now. Now we have a couple indulging in intimacy with the Queen of Wands, and the Seven of Swords takes that away. And not only that, there's a sword of truth here. Now there's somebody here wants to talk to somebody else. And in the last card here, the Seven of Wands, there's no talking and there's no action either. So we're not gaining any intimacy, and we're not talking and being constructive. None of that is happening. And this is creating more of an essence of stress and anxiety. And it all starts at the beginning of the row with the Two of Pentacles, which is that quarreling, kids kind of being immature. So we have a truce on the physical side here. Someone wants to talk about what's going on. We may have someone bringing advances to us physically, but there's no action. I don't know. It's kind of mixed up here. So we're going to move on to the Sun and Moon cards and see what they can expand for us. So the third row, or fourth row here. The Sun and Moon card on top of this Knight going forward, needing to talk about things. We have the Queen of Cups. So this is a new character. So the Queen of Cups, she's someone who is kind, gentle, giving, caring, compassionate, this kind of thing. Is this the person we want to talk to, or is this... Okay, I'm going to put her there. So she's she's clarifying the Four of Cups, which is the need to talk to. We're going to continue. On the next row, we have the Emperor card. Again, the balance of give and take here is somehow in the mix. We have a Queen of Wands that I feel is our focus. We're physically focused on this person. But there's something out of balance within the relationship here. We get the Three of Pentacles there. And this talks about works. They title it with works, but it always usually means working together to create harmony or create something of worth here. That's what we get on top of the Queen of Wands. So there's something here about the Queen of Wands. We're trying to balance out the relationship here. Either it was overly zealous in a certain area, in a physical area, and we need to balance that out more. We're trying to work together with this partner in order to create something better. And it may be an equal give and take. We may be realizing this or know that something's out of whack here. We got to fix it. Okay? I don't know if this is the initial partner or the partner we're going to. I'm kind of confused. So, the cantankerous, the stress, the no sex and no talking. On top of that, Sun and Moon card is 0, the Fool. It's about new directions. Taking a flying leap. We have a gator here. Sun in the corner, illuminating. There's a health, caduceus, whatever, on our back. So the sense here I'm getting is we need to go in a new direction, and it may even be detrimental to our health to do this. But there's things, the tiger is there, kind of wanting us to stay where we are. We're wrapped up in a world here that we kind of want to stay. And the butterfly is there flirting with the transformation that needs to happen in some way, shape, or form. But then the crocodile's there symbolizing the fear of kind of going off the cliff here into unknown territory. Something's not working, that the sex is stopped and the communication stopped in a certain direction. This Queen of Cups, I don't know why she's here. So we're going to go one more line and see what's going on. Because I do not feel that the Queen of Cups is the one that the Knight of Swords is going after to communicate with. But we'll see. Maybe that'll flip. So we'll go back to the beginning here. On the Queen of Cups, what do we get to clarify her from the Casanova deck? We get the Three of Pentacles. A lot of threes here. Three of Pentacles, and that speaks to showing off. Oh man, we may be pumping up our energy in a certain direction to show off to a partner. Now, the only two I get connected here is the Queen of Wands. She's connecting with this man. So there's a sense here of needing to show off for this person. Though it is coming on the Queen of Cups. Not too sure what's going on there. Give me a minute. I'm kind of... Okay, we start out with the misplaced loyalties. Somebody was disloyal to us. Instead of running to us, they ran to the opponent. Okay? Now we're running in a direction to go and talk to someone. We need to talk to someone and communicate. We got the Queen of Cups. I have to say it's the Queen of Cups. Okay? We're going to communicate with her because there's something that needs to be said. Okay? Now, the next row. Okay, and then we get the show off energy, which is It's almost like this guy gets rejected in one direction, then he goes taking off in another direction and going after something else because he didn't realize that this person wasn't loyal. Now, the Emperor, the Six of Pentacles, talking about equal give and take. There's a Queen of Wands here that is quite enamored or turning on things. I feel like the showing off might go to the Queen of Wands as well as the Capricorn here. Like we may be showing off to each other, even though there's somebody here that's not with the right person, is the sense. But the Capricorn is realizing that I have to work together with this person, so I have to change something here. So they're figuring that out, okay? Now, the Casanova card there is 13, the Death card. Last embrace. So we may be, this is so convoluted. Okay, so Capricorn's running off to go to the Queen of Cups. They have something to say. But in the meantime, they're going to have a last embrace with the Queen of Wands. Kind of like a final goodbye to seal the deal here. Is what I get, okay? Now, the last row here, we have these two kids that are kind of immature. This stressful energy that talks to the, you know, the unpredictability of all of this. The Capricorn didn't see this coming in the way that it happened. Didn't expect certain things to go down the way they did. The Seven of Swords is really about, again, this is so confusing because we got action, someone turning it on, showing it off for the other, and then we got no action in the bedroom here. But somebody's getting it, okay? And then Zero, the Fool, is about new direction. So maybe the Capricorn's going off in a new direction because they're not getting any action over here, and it's just a completely other party. It's not the Queen of Cups, it's not the Queen of Wands, something else. They're just taking off. On top of that Fool energy, the Casanova card is the Ace of Swords. There it is right there. Now, that is about awareness. There's not a lot of intimacy cards here, I'll tell you. But there's a lot of things going on. There's no communication that I feel yet. I feel like somebody wants to communicate and they're striving to get that communication, but I don't feel it's happening yet. It may not happen in April at all. Whether it's the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Wands, I'm not too sure who they're going to, you know, indulge with first here. But the sense here is that there's an ending here, a last embrace that we want with the partner that we had, that either betrayed us or, you know, didn't act the way that we thought they should act in the scenario that they were put in. Because I feel like the Capricorn was acting for that Queen of Wands, acting in what they thought was their favor, and it kind of backfired on them. It turned around and it didn't go down the way they wanted it to. Ace of Swords. New beginnings in the mind. I feel like the Capricorn is very much in their head creating new scenarios so that they can start taking action. They are running off to somebody, but I don't feel the energy landing anywhere. So I don't know where that sits. I don't feel it's any character that's here. So, but I feel like them running away from all of it. All of it. I don't know why the Queen of Cups is here. Other than maybe that's a confidant that they talk to at some point. Now, we're going to end off with the Infinity cards. And again, they're blunt and bold just like me. So maybe that'll tie this up and make sense. Okay. So on the showing off energy here, again, misplaced loyalties, we have the King Ring Ego. 37. Showing off energy, ego, that's two cards with this having to do with the Queen of Cups. Now if I go backwards, needing to talk and venture forward quite quickly. because someone was either disloyal to us or not loyal to us the way they thought. Okay? I do feel like it's a consolation prize here. It's like I was going headlong in this direction, trying, putting all this effort, and then all of a sudden I'm changing gears and going in a different direction. Okay, so the next row. For the Infinity card, we get insight. So we're talking about last embraces. I feel like that's kind of, I feel like their partner is the Queen of Wands. I feel like they're going back there to gain insight as to what the hell happened here. Why did you leave me? Why didn't you, I was protecting you from this guy. Why did you go run into it? To straighten all of it out once and for all. And the Three of Pentacles really does speak to working together with people to get what we want. And I do feel to a certain degree here we may have a Queen of Wands coming in our direction and working things out where we understand. Now, it says last embrace here. The Death card does end things. But it ends things in a way that we gain insight as to why. So it's more comfortable leaving. It's not as harsh leaving, right? And again, we might get some insight as to, what went wrong here to help us in the future, make things work better in that way. Now, the third line, we're talking about the, immature, cantankerous kids, the stress and anxiety created because of this situation until we got to that partner and explained and, had the final embrace. We just didn't know where things were sitting. We were over stressing about things. Seven of Swords, right? That is the ending. I feel like that is, either mid-month or, the beginning of the month, or them swaying into an energy where they understand and they accept that this is over and there's physically nothing going on with the partners. There's truth here laid, but one can see it, the other one can't. So, there's a lot of stuff here. And again, the Fool, the new direction. There's a new direction that wants to open up for the Capricorn. I feel like they're stressed right out about it because they don't understand a lot here. But the Ace of Swords ends the reading with the awareness that they need to move forward. And the Infinity card is salvation. There's salvation here for the Capricorn. And it's going to come through this month. I feel like there's someone here that was loyal to someone that they just realized was not loyal to them. They just figured out, like something came, it made it glaringly obvious, okay? And it may have been something we were in denial about or not. It just may have been something we had no clue about. But it made itself known. And because of this, now we're in a position where we're trying to deal with things with this Queen of Wands in order to put this to rest properly, type thing. By properly, I mean, you understand why this isn't working. I understand why this isn't working. You understand why I left you. I understand why you let, everybody has their say, and we understand. We get it. It's not without a lot of stress through this situation, but I do feel like we get our final release here. And there may be a bit of back to the physical side and no sex and sex, yes, no sex, throughout the process of this ending. I feel like it ends and we still have sex, and then we say, no, we shouldn't do that. We stop, and then we still have sex. No, we shouldn't do that. Like it ended, but we're still playing in the sex arena, but we eventually put it to rest as well, because we do want a new beginning and we want to go forward. And that's our awareness. We can't do that if we keep tapping in here on the physical side. We got to go. And maybe this Queen of Cups is what they thought was a direction that they could go, but they were just tapping in. to, you know, Queen of Wands, just hard to resist that. It's just good looking and all that in the physical sense, right? So the awareness is there. The salvation is there. It's just real question mark here. It's just showing the scenario. We had someone that was a situation that come down here that is in Splitsville. And we really want to go off in a new direction. And that is basically it. And that's our salvation, is to really do that in whatever way. Okay? Man, it was hard to figure out, and I'm still not sure I did a good job of explaining it, but that's what I'm going to settle on. We have an ego issue here. We're gaining insight into how to break free of a relationship here, and we're looking to gain salvation outside of that. That's it. That's all. Numerology card we get for Capricorn. We get 74, talking about nature. We got a lot of green here, and we got purple for the colors. Of course, purple, right? The advancement, the awareness, that in itself. And that really is a lot of stuff that we get instinctively. I think the Capricorn should listen to their instinct if they know where that sits. If they don't, look into finding it, because this will really help you gain more clarity throughout this. 74, 7 and 4 is 11. 11 is the duality, individuals. See, this is the thing, 11, 11, whatever, right? But 1 and 1 is what I'm seeing here. They're separating the two ones. It's like we may be in, or we may have had no opportunity in the past to be out of a relationship long enough in order to gain our own individuality. Because of this is maybe what we're doing now. Through this month, through this year. Again, this is a year of change. They really want you to be with your highest potential. So they really need you to understand yourself and your own needs before you do this. This is what I feel like. Both these partners, the Queen of Wands and the Capricorn, are going to learn this on their own. And in order to do that and find their partner on the other end, they need to do it individually by themselves. And I think there's a codependence here, and that's what's creating the problem. It's because neither one of these people have figured out how to truly be by themselves and be happy. So they're dependent on each other, and that's why they keep getting sucked back in. It does them no good. But the salvation is on the other side of us gaining awareness into who we are and what we want, and then we can go after it. So again, nature, spend some time in nature. This may soothe your soul to a degree that we may not even intellectually understand. We don't need to, because it's a feeling. It's a sensation that they want you to absorb. And the Capricorns can be quite driven. All the earth signs can be quite driven to a degree that we do not soak up the sun enough and let life pass us by. We're always, we're the leaders running the pack here and trying to make, dust storms when we just need to sit in the middle of a field and let the universe resonate with the universe, that kind of thing. Yeah, spending time in nature will help you, and the healing process and the thinking process, all of it will help you through that. The animal card you get, ooh, the Wolverine. I really have to put my glasses on for this. This printing is really, really tiny. Fierceness. Look at that, eh? Give me a moment. Fierceness. I get that from the Queen of Wands. Like, the Capricorn wants to go off in a direction quite heavily. And the Wolverine, they're vicious, man. They go after things, they rip it apart. They have no empathy. Like, they're very destructive. I feel like a warning, to kind of signal a warning there. Because the sense I got was that we may be not even processing that we lost a relationship here and we're already charging off in a new direction. So be careful of that energy. We got to kind of, take a time out in nature and be able to absorb the fact, what are we doing and why are we doing it, and are we good with it, and how do we feel about it, and da-da-da. Let things resonate, right? Angry is what I get from here as well. So we may have had a situation here that illuminated to us a disloyalty that made us very angry. Like we want to go charging at someone or something, or just mad, angry, fierce energy. That's what I get, because the Wolverine, they are vicious, man. And they don't, how do you say? Yeah, like they'll just rip things apart. They don't, like if you have like these tigers and the more elegant, kings of the jungles, they go out and, some of them will grab by the neck and they'll, it's somewhat humane, as, when we're talking about beasts and stuff. These Wolverines, they don't take any of that into account. They don't go for the jugular to kind of kill him quick. They just go and they just tear and rip at things that don't matter. So that's the sense they're giving me, is be careful. Is it be careful? Or is this how we were dealing in a relationship? Or is this the behavior that we need to I don't know. There's a lot of this. It's just going over the whole thing. The number's 5. Again, change. So if we are fierce or angry or rebellious, that needs to change. We need to look at that energy and calm it. Nature will help that, right? Anyway, that's the energy. For this month, it's heavy duty. We had something come down on us here we did not predict. In the big scheme of things, it is for our highest good. We have some energies we need to deal with. There's some new beginnings wanting to open. We're quite stressed. There's salvation is waiting, but the sense that I get from the Capricorn is I don't know if I want to go to my salvation. I don't know. We're gaining insights into why. We're starting to. We will over this month, and we will continue to until it is put to rest. Because the universe is really wanting you to do this in some way, shape, or form. And there's a sense here of needing to take into account how much we give and take in a relationship. Our ego is quite high. We may be using this to show off in areas that we are charging and rushing off to. We may be needing to talk to someone. And either our ego is going to be quite high when we do this, go off in this direction, or yeah, something to do with the ego here. Anyway, that is your reading for the month. Hopefully that helps you. Sometimes it's just, it can kind of just go over and expand on something you don't want to deal with. But really the energies, the main thing here, I think, is to deal with the hurt that was caused toward you and rectify that. If something happened here and there's a result, we need to accept that and move forward. And that's really what I get here. And again, being out in nature, natural surroundings will help soothe things for your spirit while you go through this. It also can help you get into your mindset and log into things that are of a more calm nature, not stress and anxiety. We may have stress and anxiety to a high degree because we may be either in a, like an urban area where there's a lot of movement, a lot of hustle and bustle. That is really reflecting on us. So if we get out in nature and we, leave that, like when we go camping, there's a lot of that gets alleviated just by just being physically there. It just leaves the stress. Because I feel like this person is wound real tight because of all of this that went down, and they're going off in a direction here, and the sense is we got to make sure that our fierceness is in the right place for the right things here. But anyway, okay, that's your reading, Capricorn, for April 2021. Take care, have fun, be kind, and I'll talk to you guys next month.